life practice community.
So you can come onto your knees and tap your toes together, and then walk your arms long and rest your forehead. And then just breathe in and breathe out. And as you breathe in, breathe out, try to notice if there's parts of your body where things feel sticky. I say often in our practice that there's two real tension hotspots in the human body, and especially for women. I think they are the hips and the shoulders. It's where we store our stress. It's where we store our trauma. It's where we store whatever is going on with us. All of that lives physically within us. As much as it lives mentally within us. And our practice gives us this opportunity to really work into and get rid of some of that stuff. So as you rest heavy in your child's pose, maybe your intention is to let go of whatever needs to be let go of, to unstick whatever needs to be unstuck, to create space for whatever new is waiting for you, space for it to move into. Stay in your child's pose for just a few more breaths. Maybe a mantra like "I am spacious" works, or "I can let go." And then we'll take one more breath. And then we're going to walk our way up into a tabletop. And then just take a few cat-cows, kind of moving your way. And allow this flow to be super intuitive. So maybe you kind of circle through the body. Maybe you start to rock back and forth. You could also take side body stretches. That's also good. Really, whatever works for you. And then come all the way into center. And grab, if you have yoga blocks, that's great, or books or something, anything that can give a bit of leverage to your elbows. And if you don't have the blocks, that's okay too. We're gonna take puppy pose. Does everyone have them? Yeah, perfect. And we're gonna take puppy pose with a variation with the elbows on the blocks. So it gives you some like deep space to drop into. Okay, so you are going to Come forward onto the elbows and just walk your legs back until your hips are lifted above your knees. And then you'll drop your head down between the blocks. And then you can bend at the elbows and just place the palms together up overhead. Now, if this is too deep for you, if it's too much, if it doesn't feel quite right, you can also remove the blocks and just be flat in your puppy pose. So that will just have your arms, as usual, on the mat. And I'm just gonna flip a 2-minute or 3-minute timer so that we all know that we'll be holding it for 3 minutes. But know that you're not obligated to stay for the whole 3 minutes. If you ever want to take a break or come out of the pose, know that that's an option. You never have to do anything that feels uncomfortable. So there are 3 principles of yin yoga. To find your edge. To stay a while. And to commit to stillness. So what does it mean in yin yoga when we invite you to find your edge? It's to come to a place that feels like it's pushing you a little bit past your own boundaries. But not so far that you're injuring yourself. Just enough so that you feel like you're moving past your limit. Getting a deep stretch. Shifting. Evolving. We're just going to be here for about 5 more breaths. And then can you just walk your way up out of it? Lifting up, you can slide the blocks to the side. And then move your body through some cat-cows. And then bring your body all into stillness. Leave your left palm where it is. Reach your right arm all the way up. Big spiral and twist. And then thread your right arm underneath the left. And we're going to do a shoulder stretch here. So I don't normally incorporate this in as a yin pose, but we're going to do it today. Our sweet little aim for the shoulders. So it's like similar to that puppy pose, except you're spiraling, sending the right arm through to the left, and then your left arm might reach up and wrap around. And we will do this pose for 2 minutes on each side. I remember being a very little kid, and I was maybe 11 or 12. And one of my summer camp counselors, people were like, oh, she gives the best massages. And so she was giving me a little head and shoulder massage. And I remember when she was giving me this massage, she noticed that I had so many knots in my shoulder. She was like, that's not normal for kids this young. Do you have a lot of stress in your life? And it was so interesting for me at that age because I just thought everyone had tense shoulders. I thought everyone had knots in their shoulders. And it was when she commented that I became aware that it's not normal to have that much tension and that much stress living in our bodies. And I had that for many more years until I found yoga. Until I found ways to release stress and tension. Poses like this. So maybe you're someone that equally carries a lot of their stress physically in their body and has knots in their shoulders, and know that by showing up for this practice, you're doing something so good for yourself. Let's slowly unwind. And then we're going to press through the left palm, lift all the way up, let your body just take a neutral for a moment. And then move the opposite way. So take your left arm up, big breath in. Thread your left arm under. Flipping our 2-minute timer again. We can wrap the right arm around the body if it feels good for you. Stay rotating in that twist for just a few more breaths. And then just slowly unwind, planting through both palms, coming up to your table. And then move your body through a few cat-cows. And then the next pose that we're going to take is going to be a seated shape. So you can come to sit either on your pillow or on your block or just flat on your mat. We'll be here for a little while. So we're going to, from this seated shape, drop your right earlobe down towards your right shoulder. And then it might feel nice to take your right palm, place it on the side of the skull. And then you might reach your left arm away. You might land it on the lap, maybe wrapping it around the body. Just kind of explore different variations, finding one that works for you. Taking deep breaths in and out. Breathing in and breathing out. Just feeling whatever is bubbling up for you. Whether it's tension, discomfort, worry. Maybe you feel really calm. Just know that there's no right or wrong way to be. So just be with it. Breathe into it. And then can you lift your head all the way up, balance it on both shoulders, rest the right palm. Feel the difference between the left side compared to the right. And we'll take it the other way. So drop your left earlobe down towards your left shoulder. Lift your arm up, let it be heavy on the skull. And if that's too much at any point, feel free to release. Just notice the difference from right side compared to the left. I know this side of my neck has been feeling a little bit tender for the past few days because I slept on it funny. Just observe the difference. Acknowledge it. Maybe inquiring into why is my body this way? And the answer might be things that you don't even think about. I had a friend who worked on cruise ships for like 10 years. Or maybe they weren't cruise ships actually, they were yachts because they were smaller boats. And I remember her telling me that due to that experience, balancing poses in yoga were really hard for her because she got so used to holding onto the railing when things were wobbly. And so she just hadn't built up that stamina for balancing. And so you'd see her in a yoga class and have no idea that that was her history. That's why she was that way. And it doesn't make us better or worse at yoga than her. It just shows that, you know, there might be an explanation for why you are the way you are. And yoga just gives us an opportunity to inquire into that. Just take a couple more breaths. And then lift the head all the way up. And then you can do some circles with the neck, just dropping the chin, rocking it all the way around. And then we're going to drop into some spinal twists. So you can come onto your back body. Drawing the right knee in, lengthening through the left leg. And then just pull your right leg over towards the left and open your cactus arm and gaze over the right shoulder. And we're going to be here in this twist for 3 minutes. I'm just going to play a little bit of music. I don't normally play music in my quieter classes, but it just kind of felt like the mood today. If I can find the right playlist. Can't put on a bar playlist. There we go. Let's just come back through center. So drawing your right leg all the way around. And then switch it up. So take your left knee in. Extend through your right leg. And then take your left leg across. Coming into a twist on this side. Gazing over the opposite shoulder. then take your knees all the way back up through center. We're going to finish our practice with a little inversion. So you can have an option to just extend your legs up just like this. You might also feel nice to lift your sacrum. And know that we're gonna be here for 3 minutes. So you could also place your legs up the wall. Or if your legs are kind of falling back, but you don't have a wall, you can also have the feet in a strap. And I remember this whole thing of feet in the strap, just because I did a yoga teacher training where one of the poses was legs up the wall with the strap. And during someone's practice teaching class, they accidentally took the strap away from me and they didn't remember where they put it. I think it was just like probably their anxiety and nerves of first time teaching. Anyway, it was so hard for me not to laugh because I couldn't do the pose because I didn't have a strap. I thought it was so funny at the time. Anyway, now I see things very differently. I realize that we all can do pretty much any pose without the straps, as I've learned through this era of yoga from home. You don't need a yoga strap to do the pose perfectly. You can do it without. The straps, the blocks, the bolsters, they're all just ways to kind of modify, make it work, make the sensation different. Doesn't mean that they're necessary. Stay here for just a few more breaths. And then you can just slowly remove whatever props you have. And slowly stretch your way out into a shavasana or final resting pose. And know that I'll bring you back when the time is up. So you can rest fully and completely, gently and with ease. Knowing that you are exactly where you need to be right now. When I look into your eyes, it's like watching the night sky or beautiful sunrise. So much that they owe. And just like them old stars, I see that you've come so far to be right where you are. How old is your soul? Well, I won't give up on us, even if the stars get rough. I'm giving you all my love, still looking up. And when you're needing your space to do some navigating, I'll be here patiently waiting to see what you find. 'Cause even the stars, they burn, and some even fall to the earth. And we've got a lot to learn. God knows we're worth it. No, I won't give up. Oh, no. Give your fingers and your toes a little wiggle. Running a nice, sweet stretch through your body. Taking your knees into your chest, give your body a nice little hug. And acknowledge the fact that you showed up for this practice and you keep showing up for yourself every single day of your alcohol-free life. That is amazing. That is huge. Thank yourself for that. And then just gently make your way up to your seated shape, bringing your palms together at your heart center. We close with an intention, and it's that our practice remains consistent and constant, and that this practice serves and benefits not just ourselves, but has a ripple effect, helping the people around us and the people around them, and so on and so forth. May we all be happy and healthy and free. And we're going to finish with a shared Om sound. So we're going to inhale and exhale, and inhale through to make the Om. Big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. Thank you so much for sharing this space, for sharing this practice. The light in me, it sees and it honors the light in you. Namaste. Thanks for joining, ladies.